We're on live. What's
In
going
three,
on?
2, 1.
What's going on? This your boy live and direct in absolute full effect out there 832. Y'all already know how Jimmy J Smooth do. I'm back with my co-host Craig, live in the direct in the building after 256 and ain't putting up with no shit. You know what I'm saying? And you already know I'm from the 832 and you know how I do, man. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, man, me and Craig gonna talk about sports, man. So what's the sports topics we gonna talk about as well as other topics we gonna talk about, Mr. Craig Smith?
Man, well, not much, y'all. And once again, Jimmy J. Smooth introduced me to who I am. I'm Craig Smith, born and raised 773, relocated to 901, and in here in the 256, and ain't finna take no shit from no goddamn body. Excuse me, Lord. We're gonna be talking just random talk about what's going on with college and stuff today. I got a boatload of questions that Jimmy and I are gonna answer from listeners. And most of it, and there's some good ones in there, including there was some for Jimmy. It's in a good way. Uh, we're gonna be answering those. We're gonna be answering them type of questions. They're sports related and life related questions. But let me give an update on everybody about what's going on with my live stream as of late. Let's draw on something. Let's draw on something. Will return, if not the last Sunday this month, probably the first Sunday of next month. Because right now, kind of going through some little personal issues and stuff right now, and to give you some little show update, that episode when it returns, I will talk about October 3rd to October 3rd, 2017, and October 14th, 2017. Why I said those dates? October 3rd, coming up this year, will be the anniversary of my father's passing. As I would tell an in-depth story, and yes, I'm going to say this, I am going to piss some of my family members off because I will share this link on Facebook. And may well it will be pissing some of his friends off too. And if asked, do I give any fucks? No, there's no fucks given when I talk about why. Because there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes and out of the scenes. And mainly, I took a lot of heat during that week. And the 14th of October, yes, that's my birthday coming up. I'll be hitting the big 40. But on that day, I was more angry with my mother for putting his funeral on that day. So when my birthday comes up this year, I have erased that from I have erased that from my memory, the funeral. So, I'm not sounding selfish or mean about it, but I'm going to be talking about all the heat that I endured during that week from family members who ain't heard from in years. All of a sudden want to come out the woodwork and along with so-called friends and stuff. And also on Jimmy's on one of Jimmy's future shows, I will come clean. And I talked to Jimmy about certain things, what's been going on with me in my personal life. Let's just say, out. I'm hit my heel bone on my weight, so I didn't holler in pain. But let's just say something is about to be final, and I'm going to tell the whole direct story of what went on during this. So this is so that episode in the future on Jimmy's podcast will be a must listen. So yeah, it will be. So like I said, let's draw on something. We'll be back the end of the last Sunday of this month, if not the first Sunday of next month. So hopefully everything will be squared away with me. But enough of that. Let's get on to it, Jimmy J. Man, we was just talking about Mike Norvell, man. A lot of Memphis fans. Well, matter of fact, speaking of Memphis, the Southern Heritage Classic, I don't know if you heard, it was rained out on. They had to postpone the Classic.
I've never heard of that in my entire life.
Me
in Memphis, here's the thing about Memphis, and I'm gonna call Memphis out, the city guys. Y'all should have been put a dome over that motherfucking Liberty Bowl years ago, or at least a retractable roof at bare minimum. Why is y'all motherfuckers so goddamn cheap up in Memphis? Let's keep this 1,010. The Liberty Bowl has been around since the 1950s, the 1960s, and shit like that. So why haven't they put a retractable roof over that motherfucker so people can enjoy the classic, man? You had people to come all the way out from different cities only to get rained out. What kind of hoe ass shit is that?
I mean, they got money, and Memphis got money. Now, see, if Memphis got money for bullshit, because really right now they are, even though the crime is high as fuck, unknowingly they do have money, but they play like they broke. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's no fucking excuse.
Yeah. And over the last
school, and then if the school that made all these little $1 million renovations when Justin Fuente was there, when he got that team back to rolling, then hey, should have had them same guys that designed the Atlanta Falcons Stadium. And the matter of fact, really, they should have went with them guys that redid Minnesota Vikings Stadium, because man, that's a bad motherfucking stadium, dude. Woo.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
That's a pretty stadium.
Oh yeah.
They should look at on that.
I agree, dog. And not just that, man. Memphis over the last few years, most of the money, what's happening to Sheldon Holmes? He's in the building. Much respect to Sheldon Holmes. But Memphis over the last few years, their football revenue has outdid basketball revenue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't got no excuses to not build some shit over that damn stadium. You know, they've been doing all this renovation for Tiger Lane and all of that. Put some over that motherfucking raggedy ass stadium, or just fucking build a new stadium. You know what I'm saying? If you're not gonna treat it right, you know, they got too much money going on at the University of Memphis to be that goddamn cheap, man. It don't make no sense to me.
It really don't, man. And really, and also I would say, because I was, big shout out to my mom, by the way. I was talking to her about it, and that's how I found out about the Southern Heritage was being shut down, because she heard it on the news. I can't point the finger. Can't point the finger at Fred Jones on this, but dude, this need to be a lesson to him. You got to have a plan fucking B. Because let's just face it, Southern Heritage Classic, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated events in Memphis. Because folks don't come out there for the game. They just go out there, sit bullshit through the game, see the band perform the same old shit, then they dip. That's it.
Pretty much.
That's it. I mean, I want to go there to see a game, And I think they said about a couple years ago, a lot of really the fans did sit through a game because it was that damn good. It was like a shootout. But if you I'm just put it like this: if you just going up there, I mean, to waste your time, get an outfit of the day, to go back and take back to Ross or wherever, man, save your money. I mean, it's just best you just sit at home and watch the Southern Heritage Classic on television. But I'm gonna say this though: I wish I was in residence that was stay across the street from the stadium. Parking, you ain't got nowhere to park. You park shit in the yard, but wouldn't been able to park in my yard with all that rain,
Hell no, bro. And not just that, man. With Fred Jones, man, Fred Jones should know better than that. This dude has promoted practically every concert that come through Memphis since at least 1970. You know what I'm saying? So he should know better than that. And he might need to swap teams out. That's the thing, because both Jackson State and Tennessee State is garbage. Let's just keep it 1,000. Both of them motherfuckers is garbage. I remember before the Southern Heritage Classic, they used to have Mississippi Valley State and Jackson State over there before the Southern Heritage Classic. And those were some good games, especially Jerry Rice played at the Liberty Bowl pre-Southern Heritage Classic when they had that big shootout over there against Jackson State and stuff like that, because that's when Jerry Rice got his name out there, because I think he's caught 6 touchdowns at the Liberty Bowl 1 year with Willie Totten and stuff like that. When Coach Gunslinger was out there at Mississippi Valley State. So yeah, man, they might need to swap teams out there, man, because both of them dudes is just garbage, and that's it is what it is.
Yeah, because now with me living here in Huntsville, man, they have something here that's pretty similar. The Legion Classic or something like that in Birmingham with between Alabama State and Alabama A&M. They change the news every year. They go to normally be in Birmingham, but then the folks that coordinate the shit, they have a secondary plan. Because they're gonna go somewhere where really the largest city, only largest city it is that has a stadium that can hold it is Birmingham. Because if they, because if the day of the Classic get rained out, they got a plan B and tell everybody, hey, if you bought your tickets or whatever, we're gonna postpone this game on this open date. We're gonna swap their open date, whatever open date that Alabama A&M, Alabama State got. They're gonna swap their open dates. They off week. Now maybe that's what Fred. Matter of fact, I ain't fault Fred. And really, the AD of Jackson State and the AD of Tennessee State. But you remember, you got to look at where, whatever your off week is, you got to see if that stadium going to be available, whether you're going to play it in Nashville or whether you play it in Memphis. If Memphis and Vanderbilt got that stadium on that off the day y'all talking about playing it on, shit, y'all asses out of luck. And hell, you're going to have to refund some damn tickets.
Yeah.
It's just the truth.
Yeah, they need to consider swapping out. That's my thing, because, like I say, both of those teams ain't been relevant since Hicks was a fucking dog. Let's just keep it 1,010. Now, when Robert Kent was the quarterback at Jackson State, those were some pretty exciting games. But ever since then, you ain't really had no exciting games over there. It's been mostly blowouts on one side. Either Jackson State whooped their ass or Tennessee State get the brakes beat off of them and shit like that. So,
yeah, and look, think about the Bayou Classic between Grambling and Southern. The year when they had it at when Hurricane Katrina happened. Yeah, they didn't, they just stopped them from well, the Bayou Classic, you ain't gonna be at the Superdome. No shit. So they took it down further on down the road to Baton Rouge. Yeah. So and LSU told me, said, yeah, come on. When the team was out that week, yeah, y'all be using, come on. Yeah. But so I'm just saying, and Jimmy said it best. Memphis is going to just get better on all things. It's, planning. Just like Mike Norvell. Preparation prevents pissy poor performance. And Norvell, when we're going to switch, and we're switching gears, man, because we finna chew the shit out your ass. Chew Mike Norvell's ass out. How the fuck you going to go a 21-9 on Navy and lose by 1? Bro, and I looked at the game. He had the perfect game plan. All you got to do with a triple option team like Navy. Yeah, stick them hard with the defense. But, yeah, you get it. And we both said it on here. That's why I said coaches I can't stand. Norvell, I don't care how young he is. Yeah, he's still in his 30s, and he got more gray hair than me and you do. But you can't just get complacent. You can't. Yeah. That's no excuse. You don't constantly run wildcat formations, and they on to you. You need to stop being. I understand. I still think he's still learning, but okay, the learning curve is over. This is what, 3rd year? The learning curve is over after his 2nd year. Yeah, and you can't be doing no bullshit like this, man. That bullshit like that will cost you your job.
I agree. Totally agree, bro.
Look at Jim Harbaugh. Harbaugh catching flack because he ain't opened up the fucking offense up there in Michigan. Now Shea Patterson can throw it now. Talking about, oh, Shea Patterson throw the ball. No shit. Shea Patterson was throwing the motherfucking ball at Ole Miss till he got hurt. He came from a pass first late offense. That motherfucker throw the ball if Harbaugh left.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Totally agree.
So you gotta put this on Norvell, man. You can't. And then they said the quarterback got the athleticism of a turtle.
Yeah.
So he calls it trying to run, and he slipped when he ran. I'm like, yeah, and that type of offense, quarterback gotta have some speed to him.
And with Norvell could easily run the table this year because their strength of schedule is not that tough at all. The toughest team they're probably going to play up in this point is probably UCF and Houston, and they play Houston at home the last game of the season. And that could go either way. Let's just we're not going to sit.
Houston whooped the shit out of. Speaking of Houston, they beat the shit out of Kevin Sumlin yesterday.
Texas Southern.
No, they beat the shit out of Kevin Sumlin in them yesterday. They played Arizona.
Oh, okay. I'm okay. I'm trying to make sure I heard.
Yeah, and your signal popping out too, man. You sound like dial up there.
I hope. I'm hoping this storm ain't knocked us out. But we're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, Houston. I mean, there's a few teams on the schedule that should be okay in terms of being competitive and stuff like that. Because I'm looking at Memphis' schedule, and I'm going to look at I'm going to talk about the remaining schedule. The next game is Georgia State. They scheduled them last year, but they canceled. Both teams decided to cancel that game. They got South Alabama, which should be easy.
That's 2 wins.
Say what now?
That's 2 easy wins.
You got 2 at Tulane, which should be easy work.
That's a win.
UConn should be easy work.
That's a win.
UCF, now that's gonna be a motherfucker.
That's a loss.
Yeah, Missouri, they should beat Missouri. But they should beat Missouri, and I'm saying should as a key word. East Carolina. What is this year's East Carolina?
Yeah, that's a win. Because East Carolina's coach is about to find his way out the door after this year.
Scotty Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they beat North Carolina, and they lost to A&T. And then they played
North Carolina A&T team that beat the number 6 team in the nation in Division 2A, in Division 1A, Jacksonville State in the season opener. Jacksonville State, I forgot what they call it here in Alabama.
Yeah, but these East Carolina teams that's been coming up in the recent years, they ain't been at their best. But it is what it is.
They ain't been at their best and skip over.
Yeah, you got Tulsa, then SMU, and then Houston to close out the season. So
that's 2 losses there.
Yeah,
I was talking. Big shout out to my boy Corey Wolf, by the way. Applewhite is on 2 if they don't win enough games. So, shit. So who Houston gonna have as his replacement? I don't know, but Applewhite need to step it up. I ain't never been a fan of his coaching anyway. I call him. He's more of a Mac Brown follower, you know.
Yeah.
And Mac Brown, I don't give it to Mac Brown. Mac Brown's a hell of a coach, but Mac he would call some dumb shit too. So he was too conservative. His play calling would be in question. He was questioned about it. He talk about something else. What else? Man, I know you heard Saban and cut a deal with Jalen Hurts. He said if Tua can manage to stay healthy this year, Hurts gonna redshirt.
I don't think he should. I think they should. I don't know, bro, because I think either you're gonna stick with the 2 quarterback system or put Hurts at the goal line situation. I mean, I don't know, bro. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
If I was hurt, I would have transferred. If that's the case,
Yeah.
I personally would have if I was his dad, I would have personally transferred him. I think that would have been a better move than going through this 2 quarterback or trying to cut deals with the guy. But if he feels that's gonna work for him, then hey, it is what it is with that young man. But he did okay yesterday. He didn't do his best, but he did okay yesterday. It's not, but again, that's Arkansas State. Arkansas State is the putty patrollers of college football, but they could win the Sun Belt. I mean, that Sun Belt is up for grabs conference. It's not a conference that is clear cut because they have won a couple of Sun Belt championships, and my cousin was on one of those Sun Belt championship teams.
Arkansas State, man.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, Arkansas State. I don't know how they played last year, but that was a stepping stone for guys like Gus Malzahn and Brian Harrison to land the jobs they wanted. And they kind of put Arkansas State on the map there a little bit. So I don't know who their coach is now, but I mean, big shout out to Jacquez Green, by the way, offensive coordinator for Darby High School in Florida. It was great talking with him about with coaches and stuff like that. And I talked about, because he was mentioning about Scott Frost. And, because he was saying that, he for that offense he want to run, he got to have some guys that got to have some speed and awareness, which is true. Okay. They lost to Colorado yesterday. And, they put enough points on the board, but he had like 5 turnovers, but the offense had like 5 turnovers. That was just bullshit. That was on their part. And then they lost Martinez. I don't know for how long, though, but I said that, everybody, I said, it ain't just the fact that the city of the whole state of Florida liked it, Scott Frost, the entire nation liked Scott Frost. I mean, 6-6 in his first year with some holdovers from the George O'Leary years, and I don't know what happened in that time when they went winless. There ain't nobody went public about that shit. He took a winless team that was 6-6 in his first year, and then he went 12-0 in the second year. I mean, he went 18-6 in 2 years at UCF. Sometimes, but the guy that they got, Josh Heupel. Now, yeah, he's a good coach, but some of the Missouri players had talked bad about him because he said he didn't let the guys know. They didn't find out that he took the UCF job until the day of the bowl game, and he never told them. And and that really was a dick move on his part. And I just say, most coaches think like mercenaries. They all about that bread. Yeah. They all about that bread. But at least they should have the common courtesy to address their team face to face and say, hey, I'm going to take this job. I'm going to coach this game out. Guys like Kirby Smart did. Yeah, he took the Georgia job, but he stuck around. He stuck around and coached that and defensively coordinated that national title game. Mm-hmm. Jeremy Pruitt. And no, Tennessee fans, y'all are not back after y'all beat the shit out of East Tennessee, so shut the fuck up. Look at Jeremy Pruitt. He took the Tennessee job, but he wasn't leaving until he won the national championship. So, you got to stick to your word. And see, and that's what the hard time when I think about what coaches is, stick to their word. And that's a subtle hint about one of the emails I got from a guy. Because we got a bunch of Q&A questions here for the Let's Draw on Something, but we're going to merge it on to this show here. So, coaching, some of these coaches just going to have to get better about how they handle themselves, man. And big props to Slick Willie Taggart. Your team going to figure it out, man. I mean, y'all damn near lost to Samford yesterday. What the fuck?
You said they did or they almost?
They almost lost to Samford. They came back and beat them. They was down 26-21. They came back and beat them 36-26.
Yeah, that's crazy as hell, though. That is crazy as shit. But yeah.
And also, big shout out to my hard-headed, stubborn as muse piss friend, Trey Murphy, because I told him, and you said it too, Jimmy. When Willie Taggart got that job, he already named. We don't call him Slick Willie for nothing because we knew he was going to name Francois the starter. Can't bullshit us, Willie. Come on now. They said Blackman outplayed that man, but they said the backup, what's his name, James Blackman or Justin Blackman, one of them, I think it's Blackman, outplayed him, but he still named that man starter. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. So, we don't call him Slick Willie for nothing now. So next time, Trey Murphy, listen.
I agree, dog.
Get that stubborn mule shit out your damn ear when it comes to the Florida State Seminoles. But if you want to talk shit about the nose, Murph, at least
Florida State criminal.
At least we whooped the shit out of Louisville in the opener. 51 points, and then we turn around, we score 40-something against Arkansas State. The last time Bama has averaged 40 points in 2 games was the year Bama won the national title, and they whooped the shit out of Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. The Florida State criminals. That would need to call their asses.
Criminals. Or as Steve's old ball coach like to call them, Free Shoes University.
Oh boy, you ain't shit for that one.
No, that's what he called them. Free Shoes University. That's what he used to call them.
Free Shoes University. Goddamn. Oh, shit.
That's so fun when I first heard that shit. I was like, man, that man is fool. Yeah, but no, we're not, and also we're not going to be providing NFL updates because of our reasons known to everybody. So we're not going to talk about no NFL.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead, man. I ain't talking about no NFL, but fuck shit. I'll follow the Packers, see what they gonna do. But all the other NFL games, fuck them. Y'all basically collude the black ball Kaepernick. Hope that man break y'all ass, motherfucker. I hope Kaepernick break y'all ass down. And besides, he can make more money than the damn league anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's gonna make more money. I mean, he doesn't even have to play no more. At this point, he really don't have to play no more because Nike has signed gave him an endorsement, and mostly black people wear Nike apparel anyway. So, I mean, it was the right move that Nike did, and I respect Nike for doing that. So, shout out to Kaepernick for getting his bread up, man, and shout out to Nike for doing the right thing.
Yeah, but, and shout out to all his supporters too. I watched the clip on Facebook. Jim Carrey said, "Let me show y'all something." That man broke out them retro Jordans, the black with the triangle on the side. He said, "I support him." He talking about some. You ain't burning these.
I heard that, brother.
He said he support Kaepernick. He's a shit. You know.
Yeah.
There you go. You got all these little. Hey, did you check out that clip about Jason Whitlock I sent you?
Man, what did Jason Whitlock do? Because
I gotta see it, dog.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm gonna put it like this. It's bad that we call this man out for being a coon, but when you got white people that call that man out for being a coon, you know something wrong with your ass.
Man, his eyes is bucking as usual.
Shit. I used to like Jason Whitlock, but then the man be hating on LeBron, the man be hating on Kaepernick. Bro, shit. I forgot who it was that chewed his ass out. But
he was a basketball commentator, but yeah, he got chewed that real smooth on that one, bro.
All right, talking about Whitlock?
Yeah, Jason Shitlock, yeah.
Jason Coonlock, the real life Uncle Ruckus. No relation.
Yeah. He's a real life tap dancing, eyes bucking bastard. As far as I'm.
Okay. All right, Jimmy. I got these Well, I printed these out in advance, man. You ready to go rapid fire answer some of these questions here? Some of them crazy, but some of them good. And I said there was some of them that I'm going to hop on one here. It was to both of us, and mainly this guy in a nice way called you out. So, you ready?
Okay.
All right. Kentucky fan 65 from Lexington. He said, "Hello, Craig. Hello, Jimmy." He said, "I recently listened to an episode of Let's Draw on Something when you guys were on a past episode of Craig's show, Let's Draw on Something. And you guys were talking about coaches that were on the hot seat. You guys happened to mention John Calipari, and Craig displayed has told us about his disdain of him as well as Jimmy. I agree with some of Jimmy's points about him, about Calipari, about what he needs to do, and he put in parentheses, this coming from a Kentucky fan, I wholeheartedly agree. The man can't coach. He wants to know, do you think this is Calipari's make or break year this year? Because out of the 9 years that he has been, I guess this is the 9th or 10th season, who gives a fuck, at Kentucky, he has only produced one national title when all those fully loaded teams that he had back then with the recruiting classes, like with the guys like the John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Karl Anthony Towns, and Willie Cauley-Stein, they were capable of at least giving him at least 2 or 3 national titles at Kentucky, let alone the 2007 and 2008 Memphis team could have gave him his first, and the first for the school. And I also agree with the joke about what Craig said about if you want your house paid off or your car paid for, just holler Calipari. So Kentucky fan 65 basically wants to know, is this in your opinion, Jimmy, is this a make or a break year for Calipari?
No. And I'm going to tell you why. Because as long as he get to a Final Four like every 5 years, I think this is not a make or break year for him at all. I think Kentucky is going to get him there as long as he can produce a Final Four. He's all right, because if he didn't, like with Tubby Smith went the longest time without going to the Final Four. So they felt like it was time to get rid of Tubby, and that's what they did. Whereas Calipari has consistently made, if he haven't won a national championship, he's made the Final Four. If he haven't went to the Final Four, he's at least made no less than the Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight. So no, I mean, yes, he's had top level recruiting classes over the time being, but he still did enough. He still produced enough to where Kentucky is not going to be on his back. Now, if the athletic department decides to get rid of John Calipari, then I don't know what to say to the Kentucky staff. You know what I'm saying? But I will never say a guy who's been as consistent as John Calipari has been, that they need to fire him. No, they don't need to fire him. He need to stay right where he's at. Now, if he go 10 years without a Final Four, okay, I think you probably do need to get rid of him. But I don't think they're ever going to get rid of John Calipari.
No, I don't think so either. But Kentucky, what I forgot the dude's name that quick. I just about put the question up. I'll say Kentucky fan 65. That's what I said, right? Yeah. He did raise a good point though, because and we have gone public and said what we don't like about Calipari. Calipari the man, we gotta respect. Calipari the coach, we don't respect him because he always wants you to play his damn way. Like, okay, look at Malik Monk. All right, Malik Monk didn't have a damn jump shot in the world. Calipari bitched and moaned about him not having a jump shot in the world, and all he wanted to do was play defense. Okay, but turned around, Malik Monk led the SEC in 3-point percentage at almost 40-something%, at 46% in his lone year. And then he was like, I think, first or second all SEC defensive team. And Calipari complained about Malik Monk shooting too much. Okay, dude, what do you want him to do? First, you say he ain't got a jump shot in the world. He ain't got a jump shot to save him. The man working his jump shot became the SEC's leading three-point shooter back in 2017, his only year at Kentucky. And then he made second all SEC defensive. So what the fuck do you want this man to do? You know, he butchered Anthony Davis. He naturally plays a power forward, but he wanted him to play center.
Yeah.
I think the last best team he did have was with Tyus Ennis, Jamal Murray, Karl Anthony Towns, and Willie Cauley-Stein, who you don't hear too much of in the NBA because he's on the sorry-ass team in Kentucky. That team there could have fucking won the national title. But again, his fucking coaching. Calipari is very complacent about his coaching. When he had DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall, Michael ain't got a fucking damn jump shot in the world, and he still refuses to work on it to this day. Keith Gilchrist. They could have won the national title in his first year. But again, you got to fault his doggone coaching. You know, if you want to look at a prime example of Mike Norvell, hell, John Calipari is the Mike Norvell of college basketball.
I agree. And the thing about Calipari is a great system basketball coach. That dribble drive system, if you have the right personnel, now you don't got to have the Kentucky personnel where you got number 1 recruits, no less than number 3 recruits in the country. You don't have to have that type of personnel. But if you got a guy that have the ability to shoot, you have a decent inside player that can score some points inside, that's a dangerous offense to deal with. So the dribble drive, which John Calipari has popularized, dribble drive has always been around. But, basically with John Calipari, dribble drive offense, that shit is unfucking stoppable if you have the right personnel with that shit. But if you don't have
by the way, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jim. By the way, the dribble drive was taught to him by the originator of it, Bob Knight.
Yeah. Totally agree. Yeah. So it is what it is. Now you can argue what's that? It's a college out there in California that they talk about actually named it the dribble drive, but it's been around. It's basically another Henry Iba offense. Basically, if you just want to be technical, if you want to be be straight up and down, but it is what it is. So with that offense that Calipari has, that shit unstoppable. But John Calipari, he just can't coach with that fucking offense. What I'm saying? So it is what it is. What's the other question?
Okay, this is a toss-up. Well, this is a two-part question from Roll Time 4730. Said, hey, Jimmy and Craig, I want to know, since you guys are very knowledgeable on some aspects about college football, on sports, mainly football, I have two questions to ask. One is a toss-up question. What coach will more likely take over for Nick Saban if he decides to retire? Dabo Swinney or Kirby Smart? And the other question is, you both have expressed your disdain for coaches that you don't like in the present day era. Has there been a coach, or is there a coach that you guys didn't like from the past, as far as in regards to NBA, NFL, NCAA basketball, football? Oh, we're gonna answer that toss-up question first. That's a damn good one. What coach will more likely replace Nick Saban if he decides to retire? Dabo or Kirby Smart?
Well,
we're gonna buy or sell it. I'm buying on Dabo, and I'm at to sell on Kirby. Because see, Kirby, he went back to his alma mater, and I looked up some YouTube highlights of Kirby Smart in his college days. That was a bad man. To quote the Stephen A. Smith, who shares the same birthday as I do. Kirby was a bad man in Georgia, but I'm buying on Dabo, man, because his ability to recruit and energize his players and stuff like that. So, and then plus, he worked up under Gene Stallings for several years as a graduate assistant, so he knows And one thing that a lot of people don't know about, Dabo knows how to recruit. He knows how to he ain't, he not with that shit. He will get on your ass because seen several players. He got on Kelly Bryant's ass yesterday when they barely beat Texas A&M. He got on his ass about a lot of things. He will get on your ass. He's not going to humiliate you. But that toss-up question, I don't know how you feel about it, Jimmy. I'm buying, I'm turning the toss-up into a buy or sell. I'm buying on Dabo and selling on Kirby to take over for Nick.
Yeah. If Dabo ain't available, most likely it would be Kirby Smart, because even though Georgia is Kirby Smart's alma mater, ain't nothing like coming to Alabama. So because I think they're gonna give Kirby Smart first shot, because what he doing at Georgia is impressive. Yeah. So I think if Kirby does not take that job, Dabo will be the head coach, and you can't do better than Alabama, who has the most national championships, who have the most NFL players in history. And yesterday they've passed Ohio State as the most consecutive weeks as the number one team in the nation, and that's a shocker, because I didn't know Ohio State had more weeks at number one than anybody. I'm shocked that they have more weeks at number one than Michigan, the University of Michigan. But Alabama today have just surpassed Ohio State as the most weeks at number one seed. And that's a shocker to me. Very big shocker to me right there. So congratulations to the Alabama Crimson Tide. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, I think if one of those coaches get the opportunity to roll Tide roll, that's what they're going to do, because Clemson a good school, but you can't get much better than Alabama, because Alabama, especially the way the foundation that Nick Saban has built, surpassing Wallace Wade, and will surpass Paul Bear Bryant. You know what I'm saying? Can't get much better than Alabama in football. You can't. I mean, the fans at Alabama is better than Notre Dame. Yes, I'm calling you Notre Dame fuckers out. Is better than the UFC Trojans. I love the marching band for the UFC Trojans, but it ain't nothing better than Alabama. Ain't nothing better than being the head coach at Alabama, because guess what? Alabama recruits itself. Whether you get a guy from the state of Alabama, or from Georgia, or even from Florida, Alabama recruits itself. So that's my answer to that question.
All right. And the second question was, about the coaches. We expressed what coaches we don't like presently. What coaches in any sports association, NBA, NFL, NCAA, basketball, football, from the past that we didn't like? I'm gonna let you start first on that one, because mine is gonna shock you. It's NFL coach. I got a bunch of them, but it's one NFL coach I couldn't stand. But I'm gonna let you go with yours first.
I can't stand Jeff Fisher. That's for sure, because of the way he did Vince Young. I don't give a fuck what Corey will say about him and Vince Young. The way he did Steve McNair, shut him out from practice, and then, when he started having problems with Vince Young, he straight up threw him under the bus, which is why he has the most losses in NFL history, which is why he only made 4 playoff appearances in I don't know how many plus years. Fuck field goal Fisher. He can suck a dick, and he can choke on a chopped off dick and die. Fuck him. Ed Orgeron, that's one of them. I've mentioned him before. Ed Orgeron is a bitch. He's a pussy. He needs his ass whooped. He can suck an entire dick for all I give a fuck.
So does Orgeron count as the pass also?
Say what now?
Does he asked for coaches from the past that we could stand. Orgeron, he's presently coaching now. So
coaches from the past. Oh, nah.
But named Jeff Fisher, that's a past coach.
Yeah, a past tense coach. Oh man, that's a hard motherfucker to think on right there for me, because I just know present day coaches and shit like that. But I know Jeff Fisher is for sure on my shit list. And if I had a picture of Jeff Fisher, I would piss on it. Real
Bro,
talk.
I got one for you. And you gonna trip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like him now, you know, after watching his Hall of Fame speech from 2013. But back then, I got sick of his ass as coach. And here's why. Bill Parcells. Bro, he was just he just came across as just some as an arrogant fucking jackass, dog. And like, you know, I give it to him. You know, he had better win records against guys like now I'm putting out, I give it to him on one thing. Dude knew how to game plan, you know, like against teams like you know, the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, come on. Like I pointed out, I pointed out on somebody that had commented on something about Bill Walsh's West Coast offense. I said, yeah, they destroyed everybody else. I said, but anytime the 49ers teams played the Bill Parcells teams in the playoffs, it was a different story. 16-3, 49-3. That was their Super Bowl year. And then turn around when they won the Super Bowl back in 90, they shut them down 15-13. It's because they won on a damn fake punt return. The fucking linebacker ran that shit 40 yards right in the fucking field goal range, and they won the game right there. But my reasons for not, because I couldn't stand Parcells, you know, he was an ass. He was arrogant old fuck. And then he would just lead teams at moments fucking notice, you know, without them not having a game plan. You know, like after the Giants won the Super Bowl in 90, they were picked to go again. All right. But you know, he left months right after. You know, before the season started, because he said he was citing health issues, but now you see this man on the commentating booth. You know, but I would say that year, that 91 season, for the record, they wouldn't have got past that Joe Gibbs squad that won it that year. No, sir. That's another story another time, because that 91 Redskins team was whooping the shit out of everybody. So yeah, they finished 14-2, but boy, they were working all cylinders that year. But you know, he would leave all these teams in a fucking jam, man, with no backup plan. And then like,
yeah, I agree.
And then, you know, when he fucked over New England and whatnot, I had a phone call come in, excuse me. You know, he went over to the Jets. So it was just a lot of fuckery and shit going on that end there, man. And you know, that was one reason why I could not, you know, I couldn't stand Parcells, because he just came across as arrogant. But when you listen to him and talk now as he got older, you know, he keep it real. And he admitted his fault. You know, he admitted on a lot of things. He said, you know, he said he apologized to the guys he would keep it short with, but that's just how he was back then. And he said now he got older and shit like that. He said, hell, he was kind of short, like with his wife and his daughters on there most of the time. But you know, when he got older, you know, hey, he had to wake up, you know. Well, so you know, but Parcells is one coach I respect for game plan, but it was just the fact how he would just lead these teams high and dry, and then the way how he did New England, and how his boy and Jimmy, a guy that you hate presently in the NFL, BB, know them initials, how he did them too. So he could take the Patriots job.
But with New England, I understand why he left New England. Because with New England, he wanted to draft Tony Brackens at defensive end, and they didn't allow him to draft him. And Tony Brackens turned out to be a fairly good player. And I think he would have worked well in that Parcells system, a lot better than he did in Jacksonville. So I don't blame him for leaving New England. Now, the other teams, that was some fuck shit. The Jets, he was on some fuck shit when he left the Jets, aka the New York Pets. The Giants, he was on some fuck shit with that. But I don't. pretty much, I don't blame him for leaving New England because Robert Kraft was on some bullshit when they drafted Terry Glenn, but after the Super Bowl, what did Terry Glenn do for New England? Not jack shit. So they made
and that's why he made that historical comment about the dinner and the groceries.
Yeah.
And Kraft didn't like that. Go finish answering the question. Jimmy, come with some little boxing news or something, whatever you got on your repertoire. I gotta make a run to the Waterloo.
Okay, handle your business. Well, this your boy live and direct in full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how I do, man. I'm going to the boxing news on the session of the Let's Draw on something. He had to move over to my show because you know what I'm saying. It's always live and direct. What's popping? Long drive, good listen. Thank you, Coach Sheldon Harrison. No comparison. I'm gonna get to the boxing news real fast. What the hell wrong with our boy? What was that dude who got his ass knocked out by Anthony Johnson? Let me look this motherfucker up. This how dude. Hold on. Let me look this dude up. But congratulations to our boy Sean Porter. He edged it out. He edged it out against Danny Garcia. Now I think the scorecards were kind of wide with Danny Garcia, but nevertheless, I felt Sean did enough to win. It was a great fight. I'm so glad that he came out and I'm so glad that Errol Spence came out and jumped stupid on that boy. And shout out to Coach Sheldon Harrison, man. Y'all go subscribe to Coach Sheldon if y'all not already subscribed to Coach Sheldon Harrison again. But Sean Porter did a good job against Danny Garcia. He was working that boy body. He was just mauling our boy Danny Garcia. So it was much respect to Sean Porter. And congratulations to Sean Porter. And he need to go on and fight Errol Spence. Stop being scared. Stop making excuses and go and fight Errol Spence. Charles Martin slow ass. Lost to another putty patroller. Charles Martin, you need to retire from boxing. I mean, it ain't worth you fucking up yourself and getting brain damage. You a putty patroller at this point, man. You a putty, man. If you can't beat Adam Konatsky, whatever the fuck this dude name is, you need to just retire from boxing, man. This dude is a putty, man. You a putty patroller at this point, man. You are a putty patroller. And you need to stop boxing right now, bro. You was a fucking putty patroller. In other UFC news, shout out to our boy Tyron Woodley. He got a quick submission win over our boy, man. Darren Till. Great fight by Tyron Woodley. And it is what it is with that, man. So are you back, Craig?
Yeah, I'm back, man. Responding to a message right now. And back to that question. Here's a NCAA coach. I can't think of nobody in football right now in the past. But I can tell you guys the NCAA basketball coach there who in the past that is now is really an obscurity that I didn't like. But I give him credit for producing some talent. Bob Knight.
You never liked Bob Knight?
Well, I'm gonna put it like this. It's just some instances not like dislike him to the point I hate him. Just some things he would do, like at press conferences in the media, like when he took that whip to Calvin Chaney's backside. Okay, that rubbed me the wrong way. See, Bob Knight would just do some fuck shit. But Bob Knight was another one of them guys that would keep it fucking real about a lot of shit. Give him credit for creating the dribble drive offense. He produced some damn good players, but he just had a lot of shit. It was just a lot of shit with him. It's just some instances I didn't like him, like with his press conferences and shit. And especially that one, excuse my dog, especially that one with Calvin Chaney. Yeah. Podcast, you been fucking barking. Damn dog. My bad. But I didn't like the one when he did, like I said, that press conference when he told Calvin Chaney to pull his pants down. He took a whip and whipped him on his backside.
Yeah, so, I'm not a fan of that at all. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I have to agree with you. He's someone I've learned to dislike over time. Now, coaching accomplishments, I think he was a great coach in terms of accomplishments, but yeah, I can't co-sign that fuck shit. And then it's been alleged that he said some racist shit to some of his black players. So, and it's believable. It's very believable, which is why he had problems with, from what I understand, from one of the teammates of Isaiah Thomas, which is why he had problems with Isaiah Thomas, and which is why he told Isaiah Thomas to go to the NBA draft, was because there was some racism going on. And I think Isaiah Thomas got suspended for the first quarter of the season because he got to fight Bobby Knight, and what from what I understand, it was had something to do with Bobby Knight not only putting his hands on him but saying something racist, and Isaiah Thomas whooped that dude's ass. That's
they patch things up too, man. I mean, time getting forgive. I mean, but then also after hearing the stories, from Coach K about how Bobby Knight treated him, I mean that too.
Yeah, but Isaiah was a West Side Chicago dude, so he couldn't do the same thing to Isaiah Thomas he did to those other players, because his brother was a pimp, and his older brother was a pusher man, so he couldn't do that shit to Isaiah Thomas. He was a street dude, so shit. It is what it is.
Yep. So that answers the question. Now I got a question from me. It said from a FedEx guy, from FedEx guy 27 in Memphis. Said, hello, Craig. Said, I listened back to your Let's Draw on Something, episode number 2. And you expressed the beef that you presently have with which is past tense, by the way. Presently have with a rampage by the name of David, and you express how you felt about him. Have you since then, from that episode, have you reached out to him and patched things up? Yes. I'm gonna tell that story now. And remember, Jimmy, when I told you, I said that I was deleted from his friends list on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I heard.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna have to excuse the noise in the background, bro. I had reached out to him, and we talked, and I told him what was all in my mind and stuff like that, and what it was. So come to find out, his old lady had unfriended me on Facebook because she took a joke that I said about him the wrong way, because he had on a suit ensemble with a color ensemble. It was like a light blue, took it something as a joke, and everybody took it as a joke, but see, she didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just somewhere she probably heard one of my podcasts when I talked about him. I came on clean about that one. He said, Craig, I know you have a podcast. So yeah, I do one from time to time. So I aired it out. Told him about what I said on that episode, and told him on some things. This man, David Snipes earns my respect, because the man, it takes a real fucking man to admit that he has to work, that he still has to work on something about himself personally.
Right.
Okay. And that's real talk. So yes, we did clear the air. There was some heat. And I had like I said, I had a lot of issues with him. Like I told him, I said, for example, I mean, like when I say, hey, David, how's it going? I said, man, you talking about, well, I ain't got time. We ain't got time to answer that right now. And I called out the other rampages about that shit, and he said the same thing. So he just said at that time, when I first started working over there on that flight in 2004, he had just gotten married around about the time. He said he had just got married back in 2003, and his wife was living in Michigan at the time. See, she couldn't live in Michigan because she had to finish something out, and him making them back and forth trips to Michigan was wear and tear on his ass. And I can understand that. Sometimes he had to drive from Memphis to Michigan. to Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh,
So he said, he had to make that. Sometimes he would make that drive, and then some other time he would make a flight. So that was taking its toll. And then the fact that, and I've gone on record and said here on a podcast that if you work at FedEx or any type of hub, do not work for a Florida flight house because they be with some shit. And he said that the flight we worked on, that was a high pressure powder keg of a flight right then and there. And he admit a lot of them he didn't know any better. And he said that some of the ramp agents didn't know any better. Now, one guy in particular named Neil King, and yeah, I'm sending him a shout out and in a nice way. I told him, I said, one time I reached out on Facebook to Neil. I said, he gonna tell a guy by the name of Reggie Watkins to hit him up on something because I responded to something on Reggie's page or something where he talked about. And next thing I know, he deletes my friend request. And then when I think a week, 2 weeks before that, when my pops was this about in 2015 or something like that. 2 weeks prior to that, he had removed my pops' friend request. So, and David did confirm, he said, Neil got he said Neil just gonna be fucking Neil on that, because Neil got his own. He basically told me Neil be with the fuck shit sometimes, and he still is. So, but when I found out about Neil though, man, he's now a chef somewhere. He went to culinary school, so he's about to become a chef. Hopefully he is a chef. And I will say it on that, whatever restaurant he's cooking at, I would like to taste his food, as long as he don't fucking put no milk, no Mickeys in that shit. So, but we, David and I, we did patch up the grudge. He wasn't mad about it. And he just told me, he said that how he was like, now he did give me some props about how I work. And he even told me in that area, some of the other rampages, let alone the ones that he worked with, didn't like my ass in general because I stood up for myself. I mean, hey, I ain't gonna punk out. I don't care what you is, man or woman or whatever. I'm not, I ain't gonna punk your ass out. And he did tell one guy by the name of Zach Cook when he said, man, CJ made me want to talk about CJ gonna F around and made me want to kick his ass. And he even told me in that conversation we had, he said, yeah, I remember that. And I told him, well, when that happened, you come back and talk to us. He said, yeah, I remember your dad told me that too. He said, when he do, don't you come running to me? He said, yeah, I remember that. He said, I told Zach. He said, man, you just, hey, CJ one dude you don't want to push over and talking about me. And I'm not. I'm not gonna take no BS from nobody. I'm not gonna let you bully me or anything else. But we patched it up, cleared the air, and I feel pretty good about it. I thought he was gonna be mad with me about some things that I did say though, but he just said some of the things I did say was the truth. And he had said that one guy on a flight, he's told him to go do something. And the guy said, I've been working on your flight 3 months, saying this is the first time you said something to me.
Yep.
And like I said, I got more respect for a person, whether it's a man or a woman, that will admit they faults better, that will come on out and admit they faults and know they got to work on it more than anybody. Yeah,
that's respectable. That's to be commended.
So he gives my props on that, and I told him, and I also told him to tell his wife. I said, hey, some things I said on the podcast weren't directed to her; they were more about you. So, and I said, if she heard that, if she felt some type of way on some things or whatever I post on there, hey, tell her I'm sorry. Tell her don't be no sourpuss about it.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is. We, FedEx guy from Memphis, we settled our beef. He did acknowledge some of it. He did acknowledge some of the motherfuckers he did work with. Like I said, Neil King, he did say that, hell, Neil was one of them dudes. White boy, he liked to Notre Dame. He's a fighting Irish fan. He
Yeah.
said Neil a lot of work. Neil needed a lot of work. Mainly, and like I said about like some of my father's friends that worked out there too. Some of them were good, but some were number of street niggas that were just a piece of work and their personalities needed a lot of work. So yeah, that grudge is settled on that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right.
You on that one?
Let's see. It's got about four more here. Hello, Jimmy. This comes from a young lady in your neck of the woods, probably about 4 hours down the road. Young lady named Eliza from Austin, Texas.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. Hook 'em horns. She said, hey, Jimmy. Hey, Craig. She said, listening to you guys talk about, like with life experiences and stuff like that, especially with your jobs, said, what is, or just in life in general, about what you guys went through in the past and the present. She wants to know, what is the biggest bullshit that we have heard in our life, whether it's personal or at work or whatever, work related or personal related? What's the biggest bullshit that we have heard in our life and why? So it's more like she's getting to know us.
Oh, that's hard. That's a hard question. That's too hard of a fucking question to answer. I mean, I wouldn't mind answering that question, but that's a motherfucker to answer because I can't. There's not just one thing I can just point out. So it is what it is. But much respect to the question. That's a hard question. I can't even answer that.
Well, I can answer for myself when I had to think about it. I think the biggest bullshit I ever heard is like something about, at your job, everybody treats you like family.
Yeah.
I think that's really the biggest bunch of bullshit that I've ever heard, because some of these jobs now, like currently my job, is so. But the job I worked at before, this place called Hart and Cooley, okay, really air conditioned place before I got the job at Centos. They talk about everybody treat like family and stuff like that. Man, I had to get on the Spanish guy, because he was showing me something how to do, and I guess I wasn't picking up the pace for him, and he gonna shaking his head. He gonna shaking his head, and they're gonna talk shit about me behind my back. I said, look, whatever it is you got to say about me, man, if I ain't moving too fast enough for you or whatever, tell me to my face. Don't look at me, shake my head, and then you say something in your language that I can understand. I said, I do understand Spanish. And I said, my last name is Smith, and it don't spell stupid. It's spelled S-M-I-T-H. It don't spell S-T-U-P-I-D. I told him that. So he goes back and tells the fucking damn team leader about what I said. And I always tell people, if you're going to quote something what I say, quote me word for word, because if you leave out one little simple word I do say, I'm chewing your ass out.
I agree. So
I just think that's like the biggest bunch of BS there is. And, and let me go back on my job currently. I'm not going to say where I work. It's a good place to work. Just what fucking wish they paid more. My supervisor cool, but I'm more of the guy who's like, look, if you're going to start a conversation with everybody else, throw a conversation with everybody else or something like this and that, don't come to me and start a conversation about something what the district manager said about this and that. I don't look. Ask me how the fuck I'm doing. It's just a simple thing. That go for anybody. Don't. And if you're a supervisor, I don't care what you is. I'm gonna tell you this here. Don't come at me, or don't. It's not just me. I speak for everybody. Don't come at your employee talking about some. Hey, Craig, how you doing? Hey, so and so tell you that. No, you worry about. Ask me how I'm doing first. Striking me a little conversation, and then you tell me what so and so said about this and that, and then you continue on the conversation with me from previous.
Yeah.
That's what I expect for you to do. And as far as I go, that's what I expect for somebody to do with me, and that will take place. I ain't gonna talk to suit like Jimmy. If I'm supervising your job, I ain't gonna strike a whole little conversation about 5-10 minute conversation about Susie Q about what I do, what I did on the weekend and stuff like that. Then when I see you, hey Jimmy, what's going on? Hey, look here, the what you call told tell you need to do such. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
If I feel the need to tell you that, that's gonna be that my brain gonna program it to tell you on my time, not before.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I am, and that's how everybody expects me to be. And so yeah, that like your work family, and they talking about some people you work with is like family. Man, I think the last time I remember, my family is in Chicago, Illinois, and my mom is in Memphis. And my mom and my sisters and my adopted sister lives in Memphis, Tennessee, and Southlake, Mississippi. That's my family.
Good point. You made a very beautiful point right there, man. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, Net, one more. Let's see. That's about it, man. I mean, I don't want to go. Oh,
yeah. So let me ask you this though. Getting off college football in those particular situations, what did you think about Serena Williams' situation that boiled over in the U.S. Open? What did you think about that situation personally? I'll give you my take, but what did you think?
I haven't been much in the loop about that because
mm-hmm.
wasn't about. I know the last video I saw was about the Hunt getting into it with the umpire.
Yeah, which happens very often because they kind of pick on Serena.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get into her personal life because, who she married is who she married. I don't knock that. Like I say, I'm not against interracial dating. I just think you should do it with precaution. And I think I'm not going to go out my way to recommend that particular situation. A lot of people criticize her for that. So that's not my business.
I mean, that's her choice.
Yeah, that's her business. But
see, and plus, I used to follow her on Instagram. I don't follow her anymore. So it's not because of every.
Yeah.
And because of reason because she married a white dude. I just follow her period because because on Instagram, you had the stories and stuff, and you can when somebody go live, stuff that was something she was talking about. It was just something, just her being real or something like that. Then I wanted to comment on it. And next thing you know, you can't comment on the shit. I'm like, oh, okay. Wow. I just guess it's just people in her, follows and stuff like that. And the folks that was commenting on stuff what she said are the ones that I know. And I hate to pour out some sour grapes about that, but it's just like, she don't want no men to reply or something on something that a guy agrees with or something. What a husband disapproves of another guy commenting on something what his wife is saying, which is the truth. That's how I feel about it. I mean, so, yeah. And then you got some, but that's why I said I don't follow anymore for that reason. It's not like I'm, and granted, you got people that do that because of safety reasons and stuff like that. But I'm gonna let you go ahead about the Serena story.
Well, the thing was, I think they're making up the rules as they go because they just banned her Black Panther suit and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, my issue with what happened is they need to leave Serena the hell alone because if they'll do that to Serena, they'll do that to another Black tennis player. So I have to address it as a whole. Now, she did lose to another Black tennis player. That Asian girl who beat her, he's mixed with Haitian. Her father is a Haitian immigrant that ended up in Japan, they just only showed her mother and her grandfather, apparent grandfather, and she did give shout out to her father, so that was a good thing. But she was crying, and Serena Williams, even though she lost, a lot of people was in the comment section, especially on ESPN, talking about how big of a sore loser she was. The thing was, Serena was gonna lose anyway. And before I go into that, man, the woman did not take that L bad. The problem was she wasn't mad that she was losing. She was mad at the umpire. The umpire was trying to speed up the process of her losing more than anything. Because I think Osaka.
Yeah, I thought that clip was up yesterday. I watched that. I was like, oh, okay. I said, yeah, she hot.
The umpire was making up shit as they go. And they always do that with Serena Williams because this woman is getting closer and closer to Margaret Smith Court, who has the record for most Grand Slams. She's getting closer and closer because she's already beaten Steffi Graf's record in the Open era. But she's not that far from Margaret Smith Court, and they're doing everything they can to stop this woman from breaking that record, which ultimately is because you had like 3 different other black women who have won the U.S. Open and who have had Grand Slams. Eventually, that shit is going to get broken. You know what I'm saying? You got Madison Keys. She's a mixed girl, but she's still a black woman. And you got Osaka, who's, she's a mixed girl. And you got that other girl, Sloane Stevens, I think her name is. You got some up and coming. Serena has inspired a lot of these black girls out here to be better, to be better tennis players. She's inspired other black girls out here to get tennis coaches, to get some real tennis coaches. Because for a long time she was coached by her dad. I think her dad started taking ill, so he couldn't coach her anymore. And she got her another coach, which is a white guy. But she's still doing her thing even without her daddy. That's another thing. That's what they're mad about. So I have to preference it, regardless if she's a quote unquote bad wench or not, because a lot of people want to throw that. I have to take away people's personal feelings from what is actually happening on the court. I can separate people's personalities, personal issues from what is happening on the court. What was happening on the court is they was fucking with Serena Williams. And that can happen to that girl who beat her yesterday. Osaka was going to win either way, but the umpire did not have to step in and give Serena Williams 3 penalties. And even Serena Williams say, it's like, hey, I don't have to cheat. I'd rather lose than to cheat. You know what I'm saying? And she said some real shit. A person that won 23, 24 Grand Slams, I don't forgot how many Grand Slams this woman won. She doesn't have to cheat. This woman is not in her prime no more, and she's still whooping those white girls' ass. She's not in her prime no more. She's whooping all your favorite foreign white girls and all that shit. Osaka and all the U.S. Open semifinals was an all black fucking semifinals. That's never happened in history. That's never fucking happened in history. Most of the time, you had white girls like Martina Navratilova, Steffi Graf, Chris Evans, Araxa Sanchez Vicario, Monica Seles. I'm a big tennis guy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something though. You brought up an old school name, Araxa Sanchez Vicario. That was a bad girl back in her day, man.
Hell the fuck yeah! She surpassed the records of them. She's doing better than all those white girls. And don't get me wrong, I love Monica Seles. I love Araxa Sanchez Vicario. I love Steffi Graf. I love them when they was in their prime. I respect Martina Navratilova. She was whooping ass and taking names. That little LGBT girl, she was whooping ass in her prime. But the thing is, Serena Williams surpassed them girls, and she's getting old. She whooping ass. She going to the finals. Even when she losing, she's in the finals. She ain't getting put out in the quarterfinals, semifinals. She's getting put out in the championship match. And, with Navratilova, she did good, but she wasn't doing that good when she got out of her prime. Serena Williams is whooping these girls' ass, and she's not the tennis player she was in the early 2000s. And that's what they don't like. That's what they don't like. And like I say, Osaka was going to win. and they were trying to make it seem like she was taking away the girl's shine. No, y'all taking away the girl's shine. Y'all taking y'all the ones taking away the girl's shine. It ain't Serena, because Serena was a class act. When they at the war ceremony, she told the announcer, "Hey, I'm not here to be rude. I'm not here to take away this girl's shine. Let this girl get her shine. She won the trophy. I'll take my L." But no, you motherfuckers in the comment section talking about she's a sore loser and shit like that. And I have to stand up for people in the community as a whole. You know, not just for her, but because that could happen to her, Osaka. That could easily happen to Osaka. I have to represent my black people all around the world. No, she didn't take that loss. She took that loss as a class act. She could have easily continued to talk about her. She lost it. No, she didn't. She consoled that girl, hugged the girl, showed her respect to that girl. So stop deflecting the narrative. She did not take away from that woman. That woman, she gave that girl her props, and that's what she's supposed to do. You know, when she lose to her sister, she give her sister props. When she lost to another black woman, that wasn't her family, she gave the girl props. And that's what she's supposed to do. She gave the girl props. No, y'all making it a bigger issue than what it really is. You know what I'm saying? She had a right to call out that umpire. She had a right to call out the umpire because you're making up shit as she go. And the thing is, when Serena Williams retire, they're gonna fuck with those other black girls. So she's setting the foundation. She's letting them know, don't do me like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna do somebody like Sloane Stephens. When these three girls, Madison Keys and Sloane Stephens and Osaka, when Serena finally retires and give them and pass the torch to them, they're gonna fuck with them. Because those three girls is gonna whoop all them white girls' ass. I promise you, those girls are good. You know, they may have a little mixture in there, but they mix with that melanin. And when you bet on black, man, you know what I'm saying? You make them motherfuckers get back. So it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's my rap for today with that particular situation.
Yeah, like I said, I ain't been following tennis in there, but I'm gonna, once we close the show out, man, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to look at the situation real closely, man. It may seem like Serena was being bitter. No, she wasn't bitter. You have to see the whole entire thing. You know what I'm saying? And she respected the girl. The girl, she gave the girl her props, and she had to tell the announcer, "Hey, don't. I'm not gonna be rude." And she did right. That was the right thing to do. You take your L and keep it moving. I lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take this shine away from this black girl right here. You know what I'm saying? And again, congratulations to Osaka, becoming the first Japanese woman or male to win a Grand Slam tournament and to beat the greatest tennis player of all time. I'm just going to say it. This girl's the greatest tennis player of all time because when push comes to a shove, she was whooping ass, in her prime and out of her prime. So she beat the best of all time. When Margaret Smith Court won those 24 Grand Slams, she was in her prime winning those 24 Grand Slams. When Serena Williams won her 22, 23, whatever you want to call it, she was in and out of her prime when she won those shit. So as far as I'm concerned, she's better than Margaret Smith Court now. You know what I'm saying? Because Margaret Smith Court only played tennis for a handful of years. She won all those Grand Slams all at once. Serena didn't win them shits all at once. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Yeah. But you got anything else you want to say, man, before we let go or what? Tell me something good.
Man, no, that's it, man. That was random day. And I think that Jason Whitlock video I sent you, I think he did mention something about Serena and that, you might want to check that out. Because, and he said some of the damning things on there, man, in that clip. And these two white dudes broke it down. It's a must listen. And one white dude just said that, man, he said, but for him to disgrace just, degrade the black community like that, especially like in sports or whatever, he said, that's just wrong. He says, just display your ignorance, just how ignorant you are. And like I said, it's bad when a white person calls out and can recognize coonery from a black man. That's bad. So
Yeah, it is what it is. You know that.
You know, but it is, you know, it is what it is on that one. But other than that, man, I think we did a good show today. It was just like I said, just rapid fire. We kept it brief. Cause I'm gonna go in here, man. I'm going here and get my food together and get my stuff together for work in the morning. Hey, I got damn day going by so darn fast. It's a shame, dude.
Oh yeah, man. So I'm gonna try to do as many live streams as possible, even if I have to make it short, especially on Sundays, because usually that's when we do the let's draw on something live stream or live and direct with Craig. But you know, the thing is, I'm pretty much gonna be working a Sunday for the rest of the month until the workload slow down, because we got orders from Facebook, Austin, Texas, and they got one of their, it's kind of like one of their regional, I think it's one of their regional branches is in Austin, Texas. So we got a big order and we have to get that done. And they're giving us an entire month. I hope it don't go into October, but I don't know. But I see the customer and I was like, Facebook Austin, okay, I see why asses have to come in on Sunday and stuff like that. So if I have the energy, I'll do the let's draw on something. But I'll DM you or let everybody else know if I am or not. You know, I'm so fucking tired, dude. I'm not even doing my boxing videos, nigga. I didn't even do the Sean Porter, Danny Garcia post fight. That's how fucking tired I am. Because as soon as the fight was over, I took my ass to sleep. It's, you know,
Yeah, I think I tried to call you yesterday. I said, no, that man bounced. I don't know if that man at work. I don't know how his work schedule was yesterday or not. I said, shit, he probably getting him some rest, man. So, but yeah, my job, man, we're, you know, reeling from that holiday schedule. Shoot, from Labor Day, shoot, ain't got enough product. You know, got, you know, the drivers there, you know, upset about they couldn't get like, you know, like towels and all this other stuff they got to deliver and stuff like that. Got to process all that stuff out before you can get ready to process the new stuff in. So, and really, the next major holiday coming up is Thanksgiving. So we're gonna have 4 days off from that, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Shoot, and then we really gonna be working a holiday schedule for that whole month of November. So,
yeah, man. The holidays the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays is slow for us. But it's just this time of the year, you know, it is what it is, man. But you know,
I hope after Christmas, man. But really, two major holidays, because shoot, when we get back from the one to Thanksgiving, then got to get prepped for the one for Christmas and New Year. So, yeah. Shoot, this whole around about that time, man, everything been slowed down.
I agree. So it is what it is, man. So, well, man, this is your boy, you know, live and direct in full effect out the 832 with my boy Craig out from the 256 and ain't taking no shit. Originally from the 901, originally from the Chicago area, man. This is your boys live and direct in full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how I do, man. Y'all have a wonderful day, man. And like I say, go over and subscribe to Craig, man, live and direct, man. So until then, peace out.
All right, y'all.